that the Father is here in the house, that we are here to have an experience, to have a prayer and the worship that is ununderstandable, that takes the mind and makes our spirit still. Amen. You are looking very amazing tonight. But before we proceed, Mr. Mumfanchayen, see a late kakra. And 1 or 2 things, but on him say, what God has planned will be fulfilled tonight, regardless of the seasons and the rains and the we are meant to be here, and we are here, and it's going to be an amazing time. So I will not talk so much. First of all, I want to welcome each and everyone here tonight. A book of songs is going to do amazing tonight. We are going to have amazing prayer. Intende wunim pai baya na wa choki say. No welcome kakra no me hi. We are going to ground, we are going to pray, we are going to worship and give God all that we have tonight. You can take your seat as we proceed. Our beautiful Minister Rich Love is in the house. Our amazing ministers are here, and as we go on, I'll do well to introduce them. But just as we go on, if Kate and Prince are ready, let's have them for spoken word. Prince and Kate. Me pacho mumbon sempa and mom.
How are we feeling? How are we feeling? If you are here, kindly take your phone, call or text your sister that the program has already started.
We are here to deliver a spoken word which is entitled As We Worship. Once upon a time in the beginning, where the creation was full of creatures, after creating all the many species, he still wanted the one that would portray the very essence of his divinity, the one that could capture the image of his majesty and speak of his greatness. So for this species to be alive, he said, let us make man in our own image. Apparently, man is the last born of all creatures. But sake of Adam and Eve, all other creatures were created with a prime motive just to survive. But man's reason for existence is based on the premises of worship, and that is the magnification of an entity.
Can I surprise you? We were meant to worship and not programmed to worship. For if we were programmed to worship, we wouldn't have been any better than robots, as robotics do with their ideologies, C++, Python, and their JavaScript every day.
We can't speak about worship without speaking about his presence, and that his presence is not just confined in the small geographical location of your church.
Worship is not the attitude you put on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's not when you go get your broken heart and chop your bounce. It's not when you come to church during worship and you think say you be the only one who dares spirit inside. It's a lie, bro. It goes beyond that.
You see, I remember once I was lost like a tick in an ocean. I was static, yes, I was lacking motion because Christ factor was missing in my equation. All that while, I thought I was living, but I was merely existing. I woke up daily without knowing my source, with no sense of purpose. My life became bogus.
Where, when, and how then do you worship? Worship is not the attitude you put on during Sunday. Worship is not in the beautiful compilations of set-core album, which hold words that sit on the fence of our lips, but never get inside. Worship is not in the brilliant computations of sounds core instruments.
There are times your friends tells you, you ask yourself you are inadequate, you are guilty, you are a sinner. But that shouldn't prevent you from bowing, from laying, from lying, and even from raising hands to worship. And that others feel too big to worship in the name of I am matured, in the name of I'm sitting and standing beside my crush, in the name of I am in a new dress. How can you tell me the story? Onipaba, why do you yourself so? When you are small, ɛyɛ wo sɛ woso te sɛ ɔso no ɔbɛma ayɛ ketewa te sɛ sonso no woyɛ ɔho kokoti onyame bɛpo ama heaven koti wobɛso nti you will fall like oti woyɛ ɔho me daakye bi wobɛmem woyɛ ɔho hye daakye bi wobɛhye.
Let me remind you of the words that says, come boldly to the throne of grace and you may obtain mercy. Our God no be high sense, but the grace he has given to humanity is in the low key. What it to say who? Our God no be empty and ortigo, but everywhere he goes, he expresses himself.
Because often we are our faith fainters. Our patience grows in pain, anxiety draws, and circumstances overturn us, like how coronavirus did to the world. But we serve and live in God.
I still dare you to worship the one who is clothed in glory. I still dare you to worship the one who stretches the world like a curtain. I still dare you to worship the one who laid the foundation of the world with his mouth and created seasons just by thought. Ononi odomankoma, onona obo adie, nene adie, yo adie, onyankopon ni abodie ni nahini, nanso obo adie, enya abodie.
We always wish for money, but if wishes were horses, ankaya odonko onton monko anko betu ponko. So tonight, my wishes for you all is even as we worship, may we encounter him. Worship is a relationship as we worship. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen. If wishes were horses, and kayao donko and tom monko, and snaponko so. But we have a Father that grants wishes. And our wish be we have a minister in our midst. She's an amazing and a beautiful woman, very humble.